All right, Shalom, Yashala. Real quick video, getting straight to the point. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kadash. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, the honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, must salutation to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful elect. Soon to be the elect, most high will. Sooner than later, he said he shortened the time for the elect's sake. We're in the time of the elect. The elect work is being done. To the contrite spirits, to returning back to the most high. Blessings. And it's a very straight to the point scripture that's read. There ain't no breakdown for it, and I'll get in Deuteronomy, but you see a display of all the Jakes, so-called black men. We call them so-called because we're really Israelites, and no matter how much madness, I mean, Israelites, form of the 2/3 they always use for an agenda. They always use. It goes back to black exploitation, and even in the ancient world, gladiatorism, slavery, entertainment. Samson had a situation where he was used for entertainment. He wasn't wearing a dress, but they looked at him for sport. When he fell at the hands, pretty much, of Delilah. Is that Samson and Delilah? Yeah, Philistine. But you got Chris Rock here, which he played a, he's a comedian. Mostly these comedians, if not all. And that's how they get people too. Like, they use comedians because they'll get people to, laugh at it and think, oh, it's just funny. He's just playing, But it's really, we already know it's a Hollywood agenda behind this. And a lot of these dudes too, they represent some sort of high level of black influence, whether it's riches, whether it's, starring in many movies, starring out as a black, so to speak, icon for black movies, and even such as Chris Rock. He I think he made a one of his comedic performances was entitled "Bigger and Blacker" or something like that, and he's always talking about black issues, black people, he always talking about the black and white thing, and they'll bag on white people, but the so-called white people are rich. They'll laugh themselves. Yeah, white people are different. They walk different. They look funny. You think Esau give a damn about that? He's rich. Doesn't hurt him a bit. But you got Arsenio Hall, and he's another black icon that made a way for a lot of black entertainers, rappers, when he promoted them on his show. One of the hottest black black television night shows. I think it came on at night. Yeah, competitive with, I think, David Letterman and who was that other one? Jay Leno, which he's a Jake. I think a couple of others, man. But he was blackballed, so to speak. But he starred in these iconic movies, especially with his Road Dog, Eddie Murphy, which is another black icon. Doing a lot of black exploitation with the clumps and that racial kind of dividing racial line expressed in movies like 48 Hours, where he's the criminal, and Nick Nolte, I think it was Nick Nolte as the cop, and they sort of start this relationship as far as the job, the job duty, and I think he becomes a cop or some kind of undercover cop along with Nick Nolte, um, as well as Coming to America, you know, and that was funny. I mean, he's a funny dude, you know. He was one of the main iconic black actors that came after people like Richard Pryor and Red Fox and Paul Mooney, and there wasn't too many black comedians. It wasn't too many doors for black comedians back then, but those are some of the icons that kind of really made a gateway for other black actors. But it is really if Hollywood wants you or not. Uh, but they should have, and then they even with the second Coming to America, they really just black. That was just straight up all out black exploitation because they started putting that ratchet shit in there. It was more of pertaining to uh, what you would call close to royalty, you know, in the first one. But of course, he left his royal oats, so to speak, and went to America to find a damn harlot, pretty much. That was only there for his money. But they portrayed her as this innocent, humble church woman, but we know that's not the case. Anyway, but Eddie Murphy, also had, you know, done similar work, such as, he's one of the gatekeepers to the comedian world of black entertainers. So they have these sections, these regional sections of how they have our people set up to influence other of our people that are not celebrities, such as the music world, the sports world, and so forth, so forth. But you have Tyler Perry. I don't want to explain all these, but yeah, he man. Jake is starting to complain about his movies because it's straight black exploitation. Always in a dress, 6 foot something. He's like 6'5" or something, six foot six. He's always in a dress as Medea. And I made a video about Medea going back to the deity, a goddess, a deity back then that was pretty much evil and a, a stumbling block to our people. Reeling our people in. You got Wesley Snipes. That was horrible, man. As dark as that nigga is, and it ain't really got nothing to do with his skin color, but I'm just saying, and it has been, black exploitation, a color to the skin code. So have to mention that, but he come on, man. This dude, I forget his name, right here, Van Rames, all the Wayans brothers, pretty much. That Keenan and the one that did Hamburger, Keenan and Cal, what's his name? Yeah, Keenan and Cal, I think but they, play these type of roles too. And then Keenan, he's on Saturday Night Live, which he, every now and then plays a woman more often than not. You have Wesley Snipes over here, so it's definitely agenda. You have Will Smith going through him, which is, that he had that black iconic family, so to speak, structure in Hollywood. I think he's the first one that started that, and everybody else wanted to, have a black family in Hollywood. Followed suit. Now everybody got a main squeeze, so to speak. But what's happening with that? Falling apart. Everybody's getting divorced. Even with these rappers, Remy Ma, Papoose, you know, Cardi B, Offset, you know, and all those actors and actresses too, man. Lisa Ray, Vivica Fox, um, the list goes on. You got Chris Tucker, the other Chris, you know. People forget about that, the fifth element he played in. You have Ricky Smiley. And, he got, if you watch his show, the Brat's on there. She's a lesbian, and he got a homo on his show on there. Ricky Smiley morning show. So you got it. It's a must when Hollywood dealing with our people, that you got to incorporate these characters, and they become more than characters. They become them because they got to sell their soul. You have Jamie Foxx, you know. You already know. He's another promoter of those wild parties. It's not only Diddy. He was the one that first started telling those stories, if I'm not mistaken, about the parties that he threw. He said everybody was there. That's first Jay-Z when he was young, before he really came out with an album. Kanye West and so forth. Martin, another black iconic celebrity that had a heavy influence in the show, the Martin Lawrence, and it was a funny show. These people our people are funny, man. We know that. They're talented. We know that, but they have to pay a price for it, especially if they want publication and and fame. Wayne girls, Wayne brothers that played in White Girls. You have Terry Crews. Like, it's so many of them. Magic Johnson's son. If it ain't if it ain't actually them, it's their sons. I didn't know. What's his name? Jay Farrell, I think his name is, the comedian that does all those voice impersonators. I didn't know he did. And it's a pink dress. Not saying that. It just makes. It's crazy how you could just label something worse than it already is. You have the Rock. He played the Tooth Fairy. He dressed up in there. His father's a wrestler. You know, so to speak, what you would call a warrior in the. Now I don't know if he sold out, whatever, but that Dwayne Johnson is his son. So if it ain't you, you have to sell out your children. Lauryn Hill's wife, I love Lauryn Hill. I used to, love her to death, her music and all that, and what she stood for, and standing up to the Illuminati. But her, I think it's either her son or daughter is gay. You know. People like Denzel just came out, saying that he kissed a man. He's another black iconic influence. Did Malcolm X, did American Gangster, did Mo Better Blues, starting off with Spike Lee. And Spike Lee directed that, and he directed Malcolm X. And a lot of other movies he starred in. The Flight, but he started off like being a heavy black iconic influence with Mo Better Blues and Malcolm X. That was one of his big ones, and he did Fences. American Gangster, I think he played the role of Frank Lucas, if I'm not mistaken, which was a black man in the drug game. Flip Wilson, it looks like he stayed in a dress. I mean, he's more of an old school comedian. This is a damn shame, man. But he's displayed in, That's him. That's him and him. You know, him dressed up as a woman and him as a regular dressed man. Um, Michael B. Jordan, I think lately he did something, um, and it just list goes on and on, man. And you know this. Look at this. This is horrible, man. This is Wesley Snipes. Like, ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? He looked like Cheryl Underwood. He looked like one of the ugliest black women in the world. I'm not saying Cheryl Underwood is that just, you know what I'm saying? But you know Cheryl Underwood, she's a comedian. She tell you herself that she's a whore, and she belonged to that club, that Greek club, that fraternity, that sorority type of stuff. Um, Same thing with MC Light that I just heard about. I mean, I saw an interview. She's down with and she played a hardcore rapper, you know, Timberland boots and all, baggy pants and all, you know. Um, and not only Will Smith, but his sons. And heard the latest about Meek Mill and all that, and a lot of these rappers that just Vin Diesel. I don't know if he's a Jake or not, but he might he might be a Jake. And I think he told the press he wouldn't reveal his ethnicity. This is just this is terrible, man. And it's not only like you got Edomites that do it too, but this is just exploitation. It's almost like they know we the best people. They know we the salt. They know about black exploitation. They know about the past movies. They know about the slave movies. They know about the beginning black actors um, that played the role of slaves. And this ain't no way you can say this is not what it is. But they played the slaves, um, played maids like Hattie McDaniel. You got to go through your ranks, and then you get to play better roles and more important roles, more iconic roles. Here's Tyrese. I didn't even know Tyrese. You know, the singer Tyrese. And you can't, some of them said I think even Kanye West, he said it's a kilt. No, there ain't no damn kilt. That's a dress. We don't wear dresses. We wear garments. And you could look up some ancient warriors that wore garments. They didn't wear no dresses. And not only that, dresses too are more soft fabric type of clothing. That's why it tells you in the scriptures that they give a seat to the man with the gay clothing. Meaning that bright colors, soft linen type of silk type of stuff. They got thongs and shit that men wear and shit. You know, what's his name? Brandon Jackson. He talking about he shouldn't have played that role, and he came by the camp one time and hey, you sold your soul, man. And he was kind of trying to get us to engage and like we ain't gonna tell you too much, man. You already know what you did, man. And he said, well, if God is real, let him, let him. When he was talking to us, he was like, let God bring down lightning or make him rain. Like he wanted us to show him a miracle if we the real prophets or whatever. We didn't entertain that shit, man. Well, he saw it in our eyes that, yeah, bro, we ain't got nothing to talk to you about. He's not really a bro, but he's an Israelite, but, it's like you fucked up, man. And then he's the one that was pushing his babies down the street. Now the woman is the taking the role of a man, and the men are the ones that's carrying the babies and pushing the strollers and, what I'm saying, and cooking and waiting for the woman to get home, and you got two men in a household that belongs to one woman. You got a men that's want and don't mind being a third wheel with her new boyfriend. He's in her ex is in the house with her new boyfriend, and they all live together. And he's staying out the way and all that. That's just straight madness, man. That's damn straight madness. And here's Eddie Murphy doing. Eddie Murphy, these are real talented people, man. I don't take that away from them. And they funny, But it when you really get into the core of where we are in life and where we are in the times, it ain't really so funny no more. Now it really hits home. It really hits you there like, damn, they just fucked our people over. And our people sold out to these devils. So, you watch the clumps and then that part come in with it ain't so funny, man. Martin Lawrence as Shanae, it ain't so funny. I don't even watch the show is funny as hell, but I don't even watch Shanae no more, man. And I never did like watching, but they incorporated that in the Martin show to be funny. And then Yo-Yo is another black iconic, figure that was her best friend Kilolo on there. And I don't know if she sold out, but she used to be a prodigy of Ice Cube, and it's all linked together, And a lot of these people got that they name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which says a lot too. You definitely did some against to sell out. In my personal opinion, nobody got a Hollywood star if they haven't sold out, man. But yeah, it's the obvious, man. And you got ladies, men that was in R&B, like the elders been saying lately, like all that R&B shit, it was bullshit. It was to have us feminized. You got R&B singers begging these women for box, bowing down to these women. I'll buy you this. I'll give you a ring. I'll risk my life. Down on bended knees. You had Genuine, which was a ladies' man, and next thing you know, he's bi. They always depicted these R&B singers with the big houses with a pretty ass woman. You'd be like, damn man, I want that. Singing about maybe we can have some children and a happy home and they show you all the peace in these videos like they just living in heaven. No violence, no drug dealing, no gang banging, and you be like, man, like it was a representation of heaven. All them damn videos. You got what is his name, Johnny Gill. You know what I'm saying? My, and having and men condition having all those pretty women in there. You be like, man, that's what I need to get. I need to get a bomb ass wife. I mean, I get I can get her, but what I have to do to get her? Well, I have to have a house. I have to have a car. And then you try to settle for, a ghetto gem, a ghetto Jew, like that's similar to a bomb ass woman. Like, damn, I gotta get her. But then what do y'all have trouble? Because y'all still in the ghetto, or y'all still, still having trouble getting over these humps in this financial, economic powered world that, that was created to make you fail or always make you hungry for the bread that's not enough. And it says that in the scriptures. And then you have the church side, and that was bad. And, the Kirk Franklins, the Donnie McKirklands, and all them motherfuckers, and the T.D. Jakes, and they sing and they dance and they moonwalk and, and they let women speak and let women, get in high places in the congregation, church congregation, and that's not biblical, man. Let me go ahead and get that scripture because I went over talking, but what is that? Deuteronomy 22:5, it says, "The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man." And that's why the elders late, they'll get into the, scripture and the subject about like these these women that want to be masculine and if they want into women and attract women, they dress like a man. They put on boots, baggy jeans, they get their hair dreaded, you know, they get tattoos to fit, trying to fit a man, trying to fit more of a hardcore look. Which having tattoos don't make you hardcore. Having, baggy jeans and all that and Timberland boots don't make you hardcore, man. But that's kind of like it does fall into the persona, the image of men, because men usually wear boots when they go to war, or they as soldiers, or when they work on the construction sites. Now you got women working construction sites. You got women driving the forklifts. You got women lifting boxes. You know, weightlifting and all that. Just doing the most, man. It says, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth to a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy power. So if you talk about, well, those dudes were strict back then, that ain't, nah, man. Because that should be still applied today, and a lot of people still got a problem with that, you know. But like I said, they put it in the light of entertainment in comedian world mostly, so you could just laugh at it. Like, oh no, that's just acting. They just joking around. Nah, man, they really have to do that shit and live by those contractual agreements, those policies that they sign their name, and most likely now in blood. Every contract most likely signed in blood to the elites. And then you have, I always use that example of the restroom, to where how now this is highlighted in pink, but it's just usually a normal silhouette image like this, to where the difference, how to not walk into the woman's bathroom, is because of this dress, the outlining of this silhouette dress. So that lets you know that if this one on the right had a dress on, then you'd be like, well, damn, what does that mean? That means like all women, or does it mean lesbian bathroom, or what? But so what this image means, and the difference, even somewhat the color code of, you have a baby, which a lot of people, babies are innocent, they small, so that people don't really sometimes don't know if it's a boy or girl. But if you have, you ain't gonna put a pink ribbon on your little boy. Now Jake does sometimes pierce their child's earring, their son's earrings at a young age. Some people think it's a girl, but I mean, you know, I would do that later, man, when they get a little older. That's just my opinion. Um, but we can pierce our ears. You know what I'm saying? Certain things that we could do. You know, um, but Jake having a sons having long hair and shit with no beard and all that, that makes them look like a female. And you got these pedos walking around. You know what I'm saying? And hey, man, that's why Most High going to destroy you, fucking ass demons. That's talking about we little child lovers and shit. demon ass fag boys. That's how I'm gonna destroy your ass. And I hope you cook good when the missiles drop, man. Or most high, I hope a lion and a bear get your ass when the Jacob's trouble come. Or you run into the house and lean up on the wall and a serpent bit you, like the scriptures say. But them spirits are gonna be out there. And Most High is gonna send them evil spirits. He sent evil. He sent the lions among the heathens. And you know Esau tried to do that tactic too. He did it with Daniel, and the lions got it. The lions listened to the spirit of the Lord and didn't attack Daniel. So we're gonna see who wins this war, man. This last war, and it's basically about faith, hope, because that's what they're trying to knock down. That's what they're trying to destroy. Our hope and faith in Yahweh Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakadash. You know, because when you don't have no hope, like I made an earlier video, you don't have no hope, and you be like, it's almost like that. This is scripture say, don't put too much pressure on your son. Don't beat him. Don't break his bones, and don't break his spirit, because he'll become a sodomite. Because you didn't broke the man out. You didn't broke the process of growing into a man. You know, that's what happened with Michael Jackson. But it was more of a with him. I think it was more of a rebellion thing. You know. But he saw how mean Joseph was. So that played a part in him feeling abused. But I don't think Joseph whipped him like that. But he said he was hard, but my father was hard too. You know? But he was like, it was more of a disciplinary thing. Like, I knew what was going on, especially now. When you get older, you be like, yeah, all right, you know. But he was teaching me things too, when when he disciplined me. So, you know, it's all chaos, and it's all about the show. It's all about the surface, man. Like, we gonna see the results, like the results are bubbling. That how this world grew up without the supervision of Yahweh Yahushai, supervision of the fatherhood, supervision of conduct and rebuke that comes with discipline to make sure everything is copacetic, everything is ran right, everything is still in order, you know. And that's the most, what do you call it, oxymoron they call it. That's the most confusing ass shit. One of the most confusing ass shit in this Babylon, which means confusion in this America, is that women, they saying they want a good man, you know, and they say we're all the good men, we're all they often talk about men are weak and all that, but they love these sodomites, man. They best friends are sodomites and shit. So what kind of fucking mind state is that, man? That's why Most High said they become reprobate, man, without judgment. They don't know what the hell they don't make no sense about what the hell they think about it, or how they think. Then you gotta tell them, they be like, nah, that ain't nah, that is, because they don't make no damn sense with how you live your life, and how you go about, to where you say, well, this is better for me, or this is why I do this. Doesn't make no fucking sense. Even with the Lil' Kim thing, and many women that follow in her footsteps, because she was a black iconic figure in the rap industry. They said she got surgery because somebody broke her nose. Well, there's a lot of women's nose been broke, and they ain't went to damn nose surgery, especially to that extent. To where you just basically change your whole self and shit. And what's up with these damn every black woman you see got blonde hair, man. Especially these celebrities, which is giving that influence. Almost every one of them, man, got blonde hair. Queen Latifah, Mary J. Blige, you know, even Mariah Carey, her hair is really brown or brownish, whatever, sandy brown, whatever. She got blonde hair, and her hair is curly, and she keeps it straight. Jada Pinkett, uh, what's her name? Solange. No, it's not Solange, but Sanaa Lathan, um, Kelly Rowland, and done that. Especially Beyonce. Some of them real in the front of your face celebrities, and they think it's just a new look. Nah. Um, Taraj, J. Kiki Palmer, all them, Sierra, Rihanna, you know, Pigford, I forget her first name, Eva Pigford, she's a model. Tiana Taylor, I think her name is. Nicki Minaj, all these bitches, man. Nicki Minaj, they don't love themselves. You know, you might think I'm bashing, but hey, they get surgery. They don't like their nose. They don't like their skin color. They get lighter and lighter every time you see their asses and shit. That's somebody that don't love themselves. But they talk about black men. Black men. Yeah, you didn't left your own image of your own people and trying to act like Carrie Hilson. And a lot of these are pretty women. Remy Ma, and that also puts spirits on you, as well as that Shiva Jadis. That also puts a spirit on you. Some of these Tyra Banks, some of these model type of women, you know. There's one of the worst ones is damn. What's her name? Um, yeah, I forget her name. The tennis player women, Venus and Serena Williams, and she's changing her face right now. She's looking more like a gargoyle and shit. You know, and you can see it. I mean, and then when the comments come in, they be like, they starting to see it. Like, damn, I wish Lil Kim, she was so pretty. Why she do that? Why she have her? Everybody but they blame it on a black man. Like, yeah, what's her name? Biggie Small, Tupac shouldn't have called her ugly and all that. She would have still nah. It was, she was proud as hell. She was talking shit to men, talking about nigga this and nigga that. So she couldn't have been uh, she couldn't have been hurt by, what they said. And if she was, women get over that shit. And if they don't, you know, it's many women that don't go that way to where they change themselves and shit. They just like, man, I'm gonna just surround myself with somebody that thinks I'm beautiful and shit. And they got access because they famous and shit. So it shouldn't be that hard. But nah, they just want an excuse to fit into Hollywood, man. They want that excuse to fit into Hollywood. Lighter skin, lighter hair color, straight, surgery on the nose over and over again. Because they see the glamour of the so-called young, so-called white women in the industry in Hollywood. The Marilyn Monroe's, I think she's a Jake. But they surrounded by and they sit at these tables and there's diamond chandeliers and everybody got on a suit and Hollywood out and they be like, I want to be like that. So they're in a hell of spells, and witches, because these these Edomites, so-called white people, that's where they come from. And they glamour themselves like that. I mean, even they do the surgery thing. That's where it came from. Because they're fading away. You know? They coming up with pills to live longer, to have, to fix themselves, because they know, it says in scriptures, Esau's wasted away. You know? So we didn't have to alter ourselves. Going back to even the 60s, women, natural beauty, had bodies, fit, had been covered up, and they was just as pretty as hell. Back then, even these celebrities, when they first came out, back then, even in the early 90s, they were covered up. Fashionable, and next thing, now they don't have no clothes on. Your Suki Hanas, your Cardi B's, your Sexy Reds and all that. So you know what? The culture is done. The culture is dead. And Most High, now what we're waiting for is Jacob's trouble and these missiles. Anyway, shalom.